That's a great segue. That was going to be my next question. When is the proper time really to introduce training variability when it comes to sports specific? So we're talking, we won't talk weightlifting now. We're talking sports specific, baseball, softball. When's the best time?
Sure. I work in small group settings, right? So I don't have a team that comes in. I don't coach a team, so this is a little bit different. But usually, that first time a female comes in, we're a male-dominated facility. They're kind of a little wide-eyed. They're looking around. I'm not going to all of a sudden be like, all right, listen, we're going to go do some really, really crazy things. I'm going to add a bunch of variability. I always, I explain what's going on. We make sure we get past that initial anxieties, and then I'm gauging their comfort. And what I say is that comfort and growth cannot exist at the same table. They can't have dinner together. They don't get along. So if you find yourself comfortable for the first 45 minutes, we did something wrong. We didn't get better that day. We didn't grow that day. And my job is to make you as uncomfortable as we can tolerate. So seeing the athlete, getting to know the athlete. Hey, you're being really successful in this drill. Great. I'm going to try to make you fail a little bit more now. I'm going to try to add in something a little different that you don't know what's coming. So whereas maybe the variability was just changing the angle in which I was throwing front toss, and now that's become easy for them. Cool. Now I'm going to change the speed up with that angle. Now I'm going to change, there's, you just start to add different layers. And what's helpful is when you have this Rolodex of so many different, you can call them drills, or you can just call them different stimuluses that you add to the athlete, right?
Right.
When you have this Rolodex, then it becomes very easy to apply this layer, do this layer. That was too much. I need to bring it back a little bit. It's like the Goldilocks method.
Oh, the Goldilocks method.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like that.
Not too much, not too little, just right. You're trying to find the just right.
Okay, I was going to say, does it have something to do with the long hair? And
no.
Yeah, okay. The Goldilocks method. Pretty good. Do you have that written down on one of your whiteboards at work?
I don't think. No, I just read that somewhere and I was like, that's funny, because I really thought there was going to be something.
I think maybe this episode should be named the Goldilocks method.
There you go.
Yeah, change things up a little bit. Subscribe to our YouTube page as well, Softball Strength Academy, for video episodes of the show. So getting into the principle of training variability, when you were with the Pirates there for a brief time back in the fall, and you had that weekend in Bradenton, Florida with the Pirates, working with some people from that organization, they talked about random limited knowledge of speed and location when it comes to training variability as it pertains to hitting, right?
Yep. And so much so that this was one of the pillars written on their board. They had pillars of coaching successful athletes, and this was it. And what they had talked about is so many times in hitting lessons and pitching lessons, or just as a hitter grows up, it's like, all right, hey, we're going round one, opposite field. You're getting outside pitches. Boom, 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 boom. Move on to the next thing. And instead, it's great. You have all this skill. Let's now test it when you have no idea where the pitch is going, or you have no idea what speed it is. And that's obviously as close to a game-like scenario as possible. We can know the range of what a pitcher's throwing, but we don't know if they're throwing it off speed, a hard pitch, whatever it may be. So when we can challenge that athlete with that type of variability where they don't know that speed, the swing's not going to look as pretty, but we're going to now actually start to tap into a deeper level of like, okay, great. You have that motor learning for the swing. What does your motor learning look like for adjustability? How well can we intentionally train that adjustability? So, I mean, if that is truly the mark of a consistent hitter, is how well they can have in-flight adjustments, pitch-to-pitch adjustments, and whatever that may be, then all of a sudden it makes a lot more sense to do that type of variability training than it does to, set a ball up on a tee and hit balls up the middle then.